Good morning and welcome to FlexWell, a show where we talk about many health and nutrition topics. Today we have a wonderful guest, Coach Minna Yusri. Coach Minna, welcome to the show. It's wonderful to have you.
It's wonderful to be here.
Coach Minna is a fitness instructor, a nutritionist, and a women's hormonal health specialist. Those are such amazing accomplishments. What made you get into this field?
Actually, my story is quite interesting. I graduated as an electrical engineer.
Really?
Yes, and I worked in the oil field for a few years.
No way.
But I have been struggling with my weight, with my health, with my image for most of my life.
I feel like that's a very relatable thing to a lot of people and especially women.
It is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And when I changed my life through fitness and through nutrition, and when I've seen the changes on myself and how it changed my life, it changed my kids' life. And I was living in the US and I thought like I want to learn more. So I studied I become a fitness trainer. I studied nutrition and I eventually continued to take so many certifications. But my goal was to show women that they don't need paid diets to be able to live a healthy and to reach the body of their dreams. It's not easy, but it's very doable without all these propagandas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I feel like there's lots of myths surrounding women's health and dieting and all those kind of topics.
100%, yes.
So I think what you did is amazing, especially just going to something you're interested in and becoming passionate about and learning for yourself to make your own life better as well as the people around you.
Yes, it was a life-changing experience. And when I first started, I thought to myself, if I can change one woman's life the way my life changed, I would have done like such a big thing. And thankfully, alhamdulillah, I did so. Like I was able to change so many lives, like women's lives, through fitness and through their nutrition. And yes, I'm very passionate about it. And I think if these myths were really understood in a right way, then life can be so much easier for women.
That makes so much sense. Could you give us like an example of how dieting can help or not help women? Like what is like the biggest myth surrounding it?
The problem about diets is that they work until they don't, because any diet can work because it might restrict calories, it can restrict a micronutrient, but the diets, they don't fix hormones, they don't fix lifestyle, they don't fix sleep, and all these issues, it's part of the big picture. And that's why women, they can lose weight when they diet for a couple of weeks and then they say, no, I am in a plateau, I can't lose weight anymore. And the problem is after that they rebound and they gain even more weight than they started, because it's not about calories in versus calories out. It's so much bigger than that, especially when it comes to women more than men, because women, they have so many hormones that they actually can affect their weight loss journey.
So what would you say is the thing that would help women to diet more? Like, is it mindset, is it emotional, or is it just about the calories?
It's not of course it's a mindset for them to first to take the step for them not to chase a diet, but actually chase to change their health. And I think this is a very good starting point. I want to change my health, then everything falls into place. The thing is about dieting, as I told you, they are so extreme and they can be so restrictive. And the question that every woman should ask, or everyone who is going on a diet should ask, can I do this for many years? Can I do this as a lifestyle? And this is where the problem occurs, because most diets, you cannot do it for a long time.
A lot of diets are very restrictive. So you're saying commitment and lifestyle are the main factors in losing weight or maintaining a healthy lifestyle?
First of all, of course, but you have to understand, it's not just about changing your lifestyle. We keep saying change lifestyle, and it's not an easy thing. You have to focus on so many ingredients First of all, you have to look at your sleep.
So is sleep a very important factor in terms of dieting or
For example,
health?
one night of bad sleep can increase your hunger, can reduce your satiety levels, and can increase your stress hormones. And that's one night of bad sleep.
Imagine only
women,
one night.
Exactly,
will do all
that's
of
one
this.
night will do all of this.
Wow.
And can make you store fat. So imagine women who are having trouble sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, I relate to that. I often have trouble sleeping myself.
And you must be struggling with your weight. You can
I
see
do.
your weight coming
Sometimes
up.
it's hard for it to like stay away for long. Like I'll lose a little, like you said, but over time it doesn't want to budge.
And I have an explanation for this.
Yeah.
There's two main things that we need to, through this interview, we need to keep them in mind.
Okay.
First of all, that God created our bodies to go into doing two main things. Survival, like the body would do anything to survive. And number two, the body adapts.
Okay, very true.
Yes, exactly. So there's something called a set point, and think of it as a thermostat. Your weight...
Is it within the body, this set point? Like, what do you mean by set point?
I mean that your body feels comfortable and safe.
Okay.
So you have a number on the scale that your body actually always feels safe and feel comfortable and feel that everything is okay. And that's why some people would lose 2-3 kilos and then they will go back and see the exact same number. It's part of the survival mechanism of the body. And that's when you have to do certain things in order for you to change this set point. But unfortunately, that's what most people do. They go on a diet for 2-3 weeks, the scale goes down, and mostly of the scale, depending on the kind of diet that they did, it's either water or muscle mass that they actually lose, and then they go back to their set point. The main point here, and your goal should be changing your set point in which your body feels comfortable, and that's how you get sustainable results.
Okay, thank you so much for that really illuminating answer. We're gonna get back to it as soon as we have this break. Stay tuned, viewers. Welcome back. We're back with Coach Minna. We're on FlexWell to finish discussing nutrition and health and various other topics. Coach Minna, before the break, you were talking about the set point and how a woman's comfort and like the body in general, through survival or comfort and adaptability, can change its process with dieting. So what did you mean exactly? Like, what are the steps to adapt to the set point?
Okay, so the best thing that you can do for sustainable results, because we want to get rid of these fade diets, doing it and then getting demotivated and gaining the weight all over again. Your goal should be changing your set point. What I mean by a set point, I mean changing your set weight that your body feels comfortable and safe at. And you cannot do this overnight or in a week or in a few weeks. This takes time and takes some changes. One of the main changes that you can do is by watching your protein intake. You should increase your protein. Make sure that you're having 20 or 30 grams of protein per meal. Number two, look at your sleep. How many hours of sleep are you getting every night? Do you have a sleep schedule? One of the things that actually help women in regulating their hormones is that if they have a sleeping schedule, like I go to sleep at 10 p.m. for example, and I wake up every day at 6 or 7, and as soon as I wake up, I should see light. All these small things actually help the hormonal health, but it just needs to be consistent. Are you doing any strength training? Women, unfortunately, they have a misconception and they fear strength training, but strength training is the anti-aging pill. And we should talk about this later, I think.
I think we will.
Yeah. So if you are prioritize protein, you're having a good night's sleep, and you're doing some exercise like weight training, these things will eventually increase your metabolism, and you will start seeing you're actually losing fat, and your set point can change.
Elaborating on that, would you say that protein intake and sleep affects the metabolism more than actual dieting?
Of course, but there is a common misconception that people think there's something called starvation mode. And there's no such thing. What it actually is something called adaptive thermogenesis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Okay. We said that the body adapts,
Yes.
right? So you've been yo-yo dieting for many years. You've been going on low-calorie diets for many years. So what happens is that your body is used to this so little calories. So it adapts. It slows down metabolism because this is what you are giving it. And for survival, it will slow down metabolism to go with what you are giving it. And it doesn't mean that you're not losing fat. You're just losing fat at a very, very slower rate because your metabolism is slower.
Okay.
Starvation mode is actually different. Starvation mode is then, imagine yourself in a famine. There is no food. So what happens is that actually the body starts to burn fat for survival, burn muscles for survival, and eventually burn even organs for survival.
Oh, wow.
That's something
Even organs.
else. Yes, exactly. Like people in war or famine, look at them. How do they look?
That's very true.
Aren't they in starvation? This is what's called
Starvation mode.
Yes.
So just reducing your calories to the point that you feel like you're starving, it's not going to help you in the long run to lose weight.
100%. It's just going to lower your metabolism. Your body is going to adapt to the fewer calories because it's part of its mechanism and survival mode. So how to change that is that by increasing your calories or doing something called calorie cycling, depending on your activity every day. If you have like high activity days, this is where you should feed your body and eat more. And your where is the source of your food coming from? 250 calories of donuts are not the same as 250 calories of chicken.
But sometimes donuts are so fun to eat, you know?
Yes, of course, but you can do it occasionally. I'm against restrictive diets, but if you're doing something on repeat, then you are not helping your body. You're increasing the inflammation. You are disrupting your hormones. You're doing so much harm than good.
So restrictive dieting in the long run is actually a terrible way to lose weight.
It's the worst way.
So the best way to lose weight is to make sure you're getting enough protein, enough sleep, and eating right for your own body.
What I usually say, especially for people that have been dieting for a long time, because they are used to having restrictive diets, is like they wake up one day, it's like, I'm gonna cut sugars entirely, or I'm gonna cut carbs. The thing is, I always say, why don't we add? And the concept of adding always like, oh, wow. So why don't you add more protein? Why don't you add more vegetables? Instead of saying, cut this, cut this, cut this. Because if you add more protein to your lunch, you will feel fuller for a longer time. And maybe after a few days, you won't crave the sweet that you always crave. And if you add more fiber to your diet, then it will affect your hormones, it will affect your gut health, and you'll eventually start feeling better. And at the end, you'll find yourself cutting the sugars, cutting the non-healthy carbs, stuff like that.
That makes so much sense. And I feel like that will help a lot of people watching when suffering or struggling with diets to know that in general, focusing on all these different things will help them more than just not eating the things they want all the time.
Exactly, yes.
But thank you so much. I feel like I learned, and our viewers learned so much today about dieting and healthcare and things that, especially with the way culture is, that we would not know to follow. But thank you for illuminating us on all these super interesting facts about dieting and healthcare. I think our viewers will benefit a lot from this. I know I will. Coach Minna, thank you for joining us, and I hope that you'll join us in the future to elaborate more on these really interesting topics.
Actually, thank you so much for having me, and I wish the viewers would find these information useful and they start actually like putting them in their lifestyle as soon as possible to lose weight.
I know I will, so I'm sure they will too. But thank you so much for joining us on FlexWell. See you next time.